Section 152 of 15,000 Useful Phrases by Grenville Kleiser. Read for LibriVox.org by Betsy Bush. Public speaking phrases. Then again, in corroboration. Then again, when men say. Then take the other side of the argument. Then the question arises. Then there is another story. Then, too, it must be remembered. There are certain old truths. There are few spectacles. There are hopeful signs of. There are, I believe, many who think. There are, indeed, exceptions. There are, indeed, persons who profess. There are many educated and intelligent people. There are people in every community. There are several reasons why. There are some slight modifications. There are some who are fond of looking at. There are some who have an idea. There are those of us who can remember. There are those who wish. There are two conflicting theories. There can be but one answer. There can be no doubt. There has been a great deal of discussion lately. There has been no period of time. There have been differences of opinion. There is a characteristic saying. There is a class of person. There is a common saying. There is a conviction. There is a degree of evidence. There is a genuine grief. There is a great deal of rash talking. There is a growing disposition. There is a large class of thinkers. There is a lesson of profound interest. There is a more important question. There is a more serious lesson. There is a multitude of facts. There is a question of vital importance. There is a very common tendency. There is a vital difference of opinion. There is an analogy in this respect. There is an ancient story to the effect. There is an external controversy. There is another class of men. There is another factor. There is another object equally important. There is another point of view. There is another remarkable analogy. There is another sense in which. There is, at any rate, to be said. There is but one consideration. There is certainly no reason. There is hardly any limit. There is, however, another opinion. There is, however, one caution. There is little truth in. There is no field of human activity. There is no good reason. There is no justification for. There is no mistaking the purpose. There is no more insidious peril. There is no more striking exemplification. There is no occasion to exaggerate. There is no page of history. There is no sense in saying. There is no worse perversion. There is not a shadow of evidence. There is nothing more repulsive. There is nothing overstated in this description. There is nothing to show. There is one story which it is said. There is only one sense in which. There is some difference of opinion. There is something strangely interesting. There is yet another distinction. There is yet one other remark. There ought certainly to be. There was but one alternative. There was one remarkable incident. There will always be a number of men. There will be no difficulty. There yet remains. Therefore there is no possibility of a doubt. Therefore lies your responsibility. These alone would not be sufficient. These are enough to refute the opinion. These are general counsels. These are generalizations. These are my reasons for. These are points for consideration. These considerations have great weight with me. These expectations do not hold in the case of. These ideas naturally present themselves. These instances are far more common. These instances are indications. These last words lead me to say. These objections only go to show. These questions I shall examine. These various partial views. They mistake the intelligence. They would persuade you to. Think for a moment. Think of the cool disregard. End of section 152 of 15,000 Useful Phrases by Grenville Kleiser. This recording is in the public domain.